Welcome to Hatman Stretch Back Daily Boxing News. So Moses Itauma's got a major step up on December 21st against Demsey Mckean. Itauma's just 10-0, 8 KOs, 19 years of age, from the United Kingdom, going up against Mckean, who's 22-1, 34 years of age, fighting out of Australia. Itauma's listed at 6'2.5", Mckean is listed at 6'6", so he's quite a bit taller, and both guys are southpaws. Now, I've been scouring YouTube to try and find footage of Moses Itauma fighting another southpaw before. There's quite a few of his amateur fights on there and all of his pro fights, but the only one I've been able to find so far, again, of him fighting a southpaw, was his 8th pro bout, which was actually earlier on this year at Your Call Bethnal Green, against the guy called Dan Garber. Itauma stopped him in a round. So that fight doesn't really tell us much in terms of how Itauma deals with southpaws, because some left-handers deal with their own kind better than others. Some southpaws really struggle with other southpaws. They'll get hit a lot more than normal. So that's one of the questions here for Itauma against Demsey Mckean. How will he cope facing a fellow southpaw? Now, Itauma's been talking very confidently about this fight. It's the fight he was actually calling for. It's been in negotiations for quite a while, actually. So presumably Itauma and his people see something in Mckean that they think they can exploit. Itauma's got several advantages, obviously. There's the age. He's only 19. Demsey Mckean is 34. Itauma's the faster man with both his hands and his feet. I want to say he hits harder. He's more mobile. He's just more talented all round. He's also been more active than Demsey Mckean. Mckean hasn't fought for over a year now. His last fight was against Filip Hrgović in August last year, and that was a loss, although his only professional loss to date. The thing with guys like Itauma, who is a prodigy, is the danger of overconfidence. That's normally what they're battling against throughout their careers. Complacency. When you're that gifted, it's difficult not to get complacent at some point. And I say that because Itauma's been talking very confidently. I like to hear a fighter talk confidently, but when it's a young, inexperienced guy, I'm a little more cautious because they don't have the wisdom that comes with age. When an older fighter is talking confidently, to me, that's a better sign because they've been through the trials and tribulations and they know what's what. Whereas young guys can maybe get ahead of themselves a little bit. Sometimes they need a reality check. I'm not sure that Demsey Mckean is going to provide that for Moses Itauma here, but it's possible. Itauma thinks he's going to blow straight through Demsey Mckean. And if he does, that is a tremendous result because this guy, again, he's only lost once, and that was in the 12th round of a competitive fight with Filip Hrgović. If Itauma went in there and took him out in, let's say, under 5 rounds, that is a statement. There's no question about it. And if that unfolds, then his next fight, in my opinion, should be for the world heavyweight title. Only because it gives him the opportunity to try and make history and break Mike Tyson's record and become the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. If that record wasn't possible for him, I wouldn't be calling for him to fight for the heavyweight title if he gets past Demsey Mckean in impressive fashion. I'd be saying, continue your development process, maybe fight for the world title 2 or 3 years down the line. But because he has the chance to make history, I think it's a risk worth taking. As does he, because that's one of the reasons he turned pro so young, rather than going to the Olympics. He wanted to try and break Mike Tyson's record. Mckean's best win is probably Jonathan Rice, and that's actually not a bad win, by the way. Rice is, a fringe contender? But he's dangerous when he's in the right mood. He took the unbeaten record of Guido Vianello, of Michael Coffey, and 1 or 2 others, I believe. He went the distance with Efe Ajagba, but Mckean managed to get him out of there in the final round of their fight, which was the 10th. That was back in 2020. So look, I'm not saying Mckean's any great shakes here, he's not. But he's a decent fringe contender, and again, he's a yardstick to measure where Itauma's at right now, because he's been in with one of the major contenders recently, again in Filip Hrgović. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight. Whatever happens, whether Itauma gets him out of there early or gets taken late into the fight and maybe has to come through adversity, it'll be a good experience for him. It'll help him to improve and mature as a fighter. So those are my thoughts. Leave yours in the comment section below. How do you see this fight going? Do you reckon Itauma will take him out early? Or do you reckon it'll be extended? It doesn't yet say on BoxRec how many rounds this fight is scheduled for, whether it's 10 or 12. You might assume that a longer fight would suit the more experienced Mckean, although he's never actually been the 12-round distance. He lasted to the 12th round against Hrgović, but he was stopped in that round, although he has completed 10 rounds in the past. So it remains to be seen how much of an advantage that experience will be for him. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, share it, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast, where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.